What's up, y'all? Johnny Wheeler Reacts. I'm Johnny Wheeler. Today I have another reaction suggestion. This one comes again from Cat's Pain Blackgutter01. Hope you're having a good day. This one is called When Britain Nuked America Twice. I am not familiar with this. This is like totally new to me. This is interesting. So I'm going to get at this and we're going to see what it's all about. And yeah, let's get at it.
In the 1960s, Great Britain nuked the United States not once, but twice. Fortunately for all concerned, the attacks were only training exercises, but so embarrassing were these attacks that they were hidden from the American public for about 50 years, as well as being strenuously denied to the American press for decades.
As it would be.
As far as America was concerned, its defenses were 99% effective. But in simulated attacks, Royal Air Force bombers managed to penetrate U.S. airspace to launch nuclear attacks on New York City and several other important urban centers. Before I tell you how, a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by CuriosityStream, a subscription streaming service created by the founder of the Discovery Channel that offers thousands of documentaries and non-fiction titles from some of the world's best filmmakers, including exclusive originals. Like Adolf Hitler, The Itinerary, an immense study of Hitler's movements from childhood to the end of his life, and D-Day, Hidden Traces, that uses archaeology to uncover what was left behind in Normandy by Allied and Axis troops from helmets to bunkers. Get unlimited access starting at just $2.99 a month or $19.99 a year, and for my audience, the first 30 days are completely free if you sign up at curiositystream.com/Mark Felton and use the promo code Mark Felton during the sign-up process. CuriosityStream, the best streaming service for lovers of history. How did the British manage to penetrate the world's most heavily defended airspace? The answer is surprisingly simple and consists of two words: Avro-Vulcan.
Hold up. So this probably happened, like I was kind of figuring, during war games of a kind of thing. Now, I've heard of this particular aircraft, and it is a bad piece of machinery. Absolutely awesome for its time. I'll give you guys that. Yeah. Sorry, I'll continue.
The Vulcan first flew in 1952. The team that created it, led by Roy Chadwick, who designed the famous Lancaster heavy bomber of World War II. A jet-powered, tailless, delta-wing, high-altitude
Lancasters are also
bomber.
awesome.
The Vulcan was the backbone of Britain's nuclear airborne deterrent during most of the Cold War, serving from 1956 until retirement in 1984.
I would imagine being on the ground. If you were on the enemy force by the time you heard that, it was way too late.
Britain nuked its closest
You were
ally,
done,
exposing
if you
how the
even heard
Soviet
it at
Union
all.
could have done the same for real. In 1960, the United States decided to run the largest test of its air defenses in history. Exercise Sky Shield 1 occurred on the 10th of September 1960, and all commercial air traffic over the US and Canada was grounded, amounting to 1,000 US commercial flights and 700 general aviation aircraft, plus a further 31 foreign flights due to land in North America. The US Strategic Air Command would launch B-52 Stratofortresses and B-47 Stratojets to simulate a massive Soviet nuclear bomber force approaching North America from north and south. 360 US interceptor aircraft stood ready to defeat these enemy aircraft, which numbered 310. Among those 310 aircraft were 8 Royal Air Force Vulcan B-2 nuclear bombers. A flight of 4 flew from Scotland, while the other 4 launched from the British territory of Bermuda in the Atlantic Ocean. The American plan was to detect these enemy bombers by radar and other early warning systems. Then they would be intercepted and destroyed in simulated attacks by US jet fighters and missile batteries. The attacking bombers split their attacks between high and low altitude. The defending fighters did very well against the stratojets and stratofortresses, intercepting many of them, but the Vulcans proved more elusive opponents. The Vulcan flew at the highest altitude of the simulated Soviet bombers, cruising at 56,000 feet. One was successfully intercepted at this altitude over Goose Bay, Labrador, by a United States Air Force F-101.
Once I realized that it was the Vulcan that did this, I was like, that explains a whole heck of a lot, because it, like I said, bad aircraft.
Bombing attacks on U.S. cities. They then turned around and landed at Stephenville.
I was introduced to this aircraft by a UK friend of mine, and yeah, I was colored impressed.
How had the Vulcan managed it? The answer was their highly advanced electronic countermeasures systems and the Vulcan's amazing maneuverability. For example, the flight of 4 aircraft that approached from Bermuda were successful because 3 of them put up a wall of electronic interference that prevented interception, while the 4th Vulcan carried out a simulated nuclear strike. This was all rather embarrassing for Strategic Air Command, which quickly buried all stories about British bombers having nuked US targets and confidently assured the American public that US air defenses were, as I said, 99% effective. However, the following year the Americans invited the RAF to take part in exercise Sky Shield 2. Perhaps the US AF was determined to show that the Vulcan's previous success was only a fluke, a one-time only event. Sky Shield 2, which occurred on the 14th of August 1961, was an even bigger event than the first one. It caused 2,900 US and Canadian flights to be grounded, affecting 125,000 commercial passengers.
I can imagine a bunch of passengers were annoyed and not realizing what's really going on, you know.
Against 1,800 fighters and 250 missile sites.
And even the ones that did know probably couldn't, like, you know, people in military families probably couldn't talk about it.
Coming up on 16.5 seconds. Now, continuing. But I'm stood ready, now. 3 apart, cube, come up. 6 up, standby.
Again, 8 Vulcan B-2s participated, split again into 2 flights. One attacking on the northern route from RAF Lossiemouth in Scotland via Canada, and the other 4 aircraft on a southerly route from Kindley Air Force Base, Bermuda. The B-47 stratojets simulated low-level Soviet bombers. The B-52s would attack between 35,000 and 42,000 feet, while the Vulcans again operated at the highest altitude, 56,000 feet. At the massive NORAD, or North American Air Defense Bunker at Colorado Springs, the U.S. top brass was joined by the RAF's Air Marshal Sir Kenneth Cross of Bomber Command and Sir Wallace Kyle, Chief of the RAF Technical Training Command, to monitor the exercise. Just before 2 p.m., U.S. interceptors pounced on the B-52s, approaching at the mid to high altitude level. The Vulcans also came in from the north, and again, due to the Vulcans' high-tech jamming equipment, only one was shot down by an F-101 Voodoo fighter. In fact, large numbers of US fighters were scrambled, but they concentrated almost exclusively on the B-52s. When the Vulcans came over, The interceptors did not have sufficient fuel remaining to climb to 56,000 feet plus and engage them. The surviving 3 Vulcans conducted their attacks successfully, turned around and landed at Stephenville, Newfoundland. The southern attack force of 4 Vulcans from Bermuda reached a position 50 miles off the US coast before fighters were scrambled to intercept. Again, 3 of the Vulcans unleashed an electronic jamming screen that kept the attacking F-102 Delta daggers busy while the 4th aircraft crept round to the north and sneaked through. This Vulcan proceeded to land at Plattsburgh Air Force Base in New York. If this
That's
had
a
been
very
real
impressive
attack, New York City could have been
tactic.
reduced to a smoking, irradiated hole in the ground.
Jeez Louise, this would have been a PR nightmare back in the 50s and 60s. Which is why the public didn't hear about it for almost 20, 30 years.
Many of the
Or 50
stratojets
years.
and stratofortresses had also managed to evade interception and launched simulated nuclear attacks, but not at the kind of success rate that the Vulcans enjoyed. In 2 massive exercises of 8 Vulcans that attacked on each occasion, 7 had got through to their targets, an astounding survival rate against the huge might of the US air defenses. The Vulcans showed that with the right aircraft, America could be laid wide open to a nation-ending assault, something which the Soviet Union would have been very interested in. Fortunately for all concerned, the relationship between Britain and the United States never changed from special to decidedly antagonistic, and the Vulcans never came in anger. The American government also tried to make damn sure that nobody ever found out about the Vulcans nuking American cities. The US Air Force was very quick to deny rumors that RAF planes had once again successfully penetrated US airspace. In fact, the US government went so far as to classify all references to Vulcans included in the Sky Shield exercises. After all, if the RAF could practice nuke New York City, Washington, D.C., and even Chicago, the Soviets could do the same, if they could develop an aircraft as good as the Vulcan. As far as Strategic Air Command was concerned, the Vulcan episodes had never happened, and the US was well protected, and that protection, as I said, 99% effective. The Vulcans' successful attacks on America were only fully declassified in 1997, long after the Vulcan had left British service.
Okay. Wow.
Many thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and also visit my audiobook channel, War Stories with Mark Felton. You can also help to support both of my channels at PayPal and Patreon. Details in the description box below.
That is just mind-blowing. All right. Geez Louise, the fact that they got in and done it twice. Of course, we're going to come out and say, oh, it never happened, you know, because we don't want to call up, you know, naturally, we don't want to cause panic, and who would? But, man, oh, man. I totally get why, though, because, you know, they didn't want the Russians at the time figuring that out. You know, because it was very touch and go at the time. So, jeez, but I know about the Vulcans. Good gravy. Is that too? Yeah, Vulcan. Right. So, yeah, that was awesome. Thanks for that. That was truly a mind-blowing experience there. I can't believe that. That's the first time I'd ever heard of that. Thanks once again to Cat's Pain, Blackgutter01. Hope you're having a good day. I've got probably one more to do. I don't know if I'll be able to get them all uploaded today or anything, but they'll be coming throughout the week. Sprinkling them through, trying to. But that's going to do it for the next one, guys. Hit the like button if you like this reaction. So please subscribe. I'm a growing channel. It would really help me out. The ones that have already subscribed, Bless you. It's really much appreciated. Thank you so much. I try hard every day. I learn new things on this thing, and y'all are a great help. I couldn't do this without y'all. Y'all are much appreciated. Y'all have a good day. Until the next one, guys, it's Johnny Wheeler, and I'm out.